What's up, Lions fans, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 27 of the Lions Main Podcast. On this episode, we preview the Lions-Colts matchup and give our player props. As always, thank you for your support, and you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Lions Main Podcast.
This is the Lions Main Podcast.
Okay, so before we get into what's going to be another stomping of another AFC South team, I mean, I guess the Texans weren't a stomping, but the second half was a stomping. So another stomping of an AFC South team.
0 points.
0 points, baby. 0 points. 6 points in the last 6 quarters. So whatever's more impressive to you guys. Is it a little too early to be wearing, Christmas gear?
Are you singing Christmas songs?
I sing Christmas songs. I got them on the radio.
When do you start listening to Christmas music?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, my God.
What do you listen to in your free time?
You know what happens on Thanksgiving? You just totally skipping over Thanksgiving?
Right, I agree with Joe.
Oh, you're right.
I think
you're right.
Christmas before Thanksgiving is absolutely nuts, especially for the people that rush to take their Christmas stuff down before New Year's. It's like, but you put it up before Thanksgiving. It's like, so what? We just get January just cold and gloomy. It's like
That's exactly what January is. But no, you're right. I should be listening to my Thanksgiving music.
It did snow here. It did snow here in Detroit today. First snowfall of the year. So I think it's fitting to be wearing that a little bit.
That's what I was going to ask, George. Real quick, Drew. How much snow is out there? Like an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches?
It didn't stick. So like nothing. I mean, global warming is
3
a thing.
3 inches is a lot.
So
that's
3 inches is a lot. Yeah,
it's a lot.
Let's push. Hey,
maybe
that's
for
pushing
you.
Right there. Oh, shots fired.
Simple.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe this is a hot take, but Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday.
You're a fat ass.
Well, yeah, that for one. But no, like, Thanksgiving food is some of my favorite, and I love the coma, sitting on the couch watching the Lions. Especially the last couple of years. I got the chance to go to the Thanksgiving game. Was that 2 years ago? When they played the Bills, they unfortunately lost. But no, I think like Thanksgiving's an awesome holiday, and I specifically love what I call Thanksgiving soup, which is all the leftovers. You just like throw all in a bowl and use the gravy as kind of like your base, and it just turns into like this soupy mess. I love that shit.
You mash it all together?
I like when it touches, and I like the flavors mixing a little bit, but
throw some cranberry.
Yeah. Shout out.
That's some dirty shit right
there.
It literally looks like dog vomit. Going, I'm like, I can't get enough of it.
Shout out one of our longtime listeners, Mac McGinn. He loves always mixing shit into a goo and then eating it. That's like his MO.
That's the goo master.
Shout out.
There.
That's the goo master.
Isn't that the guy who famously said to wipe his ass, he gets a wad of toilet paper, wraps it around his hand,
yeah,
and
I guess
wipes his ass?
Yeah, that's a good. How do people wipe around here? Are you guys wasters, toilet paper wasters, and toilet cloggers like Mac is, or do you actually like pull off a reasonable amount, fold it?
I know Kane crumbles that shit. He goes,
I do it the way any of the gods that you guys have interpreted.
You know that after Kane takes a dump, he's got shit all over his hands because he didn't do anything efficiently.
Kane's the type of dude to come from the front and pull it towards his nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys don't do that? I thought you guys use your hand and then you use the toilet paper to wipe it off your hand, right?
Dude, I did see a clip online of some guy that like
I heard that. That's why I
had that realization like online, and they're like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "No, you don't." Just disgusting.
Yeah, no, straight nasty motherfucker.
No, so my hot take is, and this is something that I learned in my adult life. Honestly, having some baby wipes around come in the clutch.
Flushable or non-flushable?
Flushable, obviously.
Flushable, yeah. Dude, I've grown up with those
trash.
my entire life. We always had those, like at the toilet. There's always some wet wipes.
That's some Greek shit or just like normal person shit, you think?
I think it's just good hygiene shit. And yeah, I think if you're not wiping your ass with some sort of wet cloth, you have shit ass and your shit stinks and nobody's telling you. So shit ass, wipe yourself.
Dingleberry type shit.
Right. Somebody needs to tell you. I'm that guy right now. You're nasty. Wipe your shit off.
You know this man was scarred. He was scarred by some skid marks in his childhood. Never again.
No, that was a strong message. I think somebody listening to this pod definitely heard that and was like, "Fuck, let me go fix my shit right now."
Unless you're into some nasty.
Plus,
and
offline, George, weren't you telling me that is you're grabbing the baby wipes, like you're at Kroger or the grocery store, grabbing the baby wipes is a good place to pick up single moms?
it's a great place to pick up single moms. Anyways, speaking about shitty
booty,
shitty booty. How about these Colts that we're about to play?
Yeah, I mean, Jim couldn't be here. In case any of you guys didn't notice, the one who is shaking and having a aneurysm half the time on the podcast, he's not here to join us. Very intellectual guy, having a lot of good comments, but on our last episode, he basically said that this potentially could be a trap game. Some people were saying that the Colts, if they come out there and play their best, they could get us, but their best is going to 100% depend on Anthony Richardson. And on this episode, I want to open it up with my hot take for the day. So, Anthony Richardson, his biggest issue is his his accuracy, his ability to not make stupid decisions, interceptions, fumble. He's tired coming out of the game. Well, the Jets have a pretty good defense. And last week, 66% completion rate. He learned his lesson. He got benched for 2 weeks. Learned his lesson. Young guy. I think he has all the talent in the world. And I think this game, with Anzalone out, we got 2 great safeties. We got 1 suspect corner. And they'd love to throw that ball deep. I think this is a game where Anthony Richardson proves that he's a starting quarterback in the league and deserves to be the starter. I think he goes out there and he performs. He keeps the game a lot closer than any of us expect.
I am so pissed that is your hot take, because my hot take for this game is like pretty similar. It's not exact, because I guess I don't think that this game, like the way Anthony Richardson plays in this game, will be indicative of his NFL career. I am just super fearful, and if you listen to this pod, like the thing that I talk about all the time is running quarterbacks against the Lions in this regime. And so I am just afraid that he will play well against the Lions, because one, it's actually because he's a bad quarterback, because he's got the lowest passing or completion percentage in the league for any starting quarterback at like 48. I think it's 48.
48%, somewhere around there, yeah,
something like that. And he's going to be forced to rush, and that man is very athletic. And I think that, granted, we haven't played like a bona fide rushing quarterback this season, but
we have. Kyler Murray's great.
I'm glad you brought that up, George. What do you think Kyler Murray's average yards per carry were against Lions?
You're probably going to hit me with something surprising, but I have just a complete counter of what you were saying earlier, but go on. I'd like to hear it.
9 yards per carry, 45 yards.
Pretty high.
That's high. That's brutal.
That is brutal.
Granted, he only rushed 5 times. That was this year. 5 rushes, 45 yards for Kyler Murray. We all remember what Justin Fields did to us in years past. Justin Fields, again, not a good quarterback.
Great athlete. Yep.
We don't. I guess it will be interesting to see how Zadarius Smith plays, like in the a contained role. I remember Aiden Hutchinson a couple of years ago just biting so hard on the sack on Justin Fields and just torching us. And maybe that's PTSD, but all you guys go. That's kind of like
I disagree with you. I disagree with you on one front, George. Let me just get this little piece out. I disagree with you that he's going to beat us with our legs because first things first, not the same old Lions. Definitely not. Not same old Lions. Kyler Murray might have ran for 45 yards, but 45 yards? 2 years ago, quarterbacks were running on us for 200 yards. We had Justin Fields being the number one running back in the NFL. That's not the same old Lions. Where I differ from you is I think, and I'm going to and say, I know Anthony Richardson is going to come out here and have a better completion percentage than 48.5%. Josh Downs is his bona fide number one receiver. Alec Pierce, deep threat. Michael Pittman, Jr., dog. Junior. Right. Mo Alley Cox, what is it? Adonai, I don't know if I say his name, Mitchell, dude from Texas last year. Good young receiver. He's got Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. He catches about 3 or 4 screens a game. I think he's gonna go out there and prove it with his arm, and I think we're gonna beat them. I'm not riding the Colts now. Get the fuck out of here. But I think he has something to prove. First and foremost, he has the arm talent, and there's a DB on our team named Tyron Arnold who, if you want to go prove it against, buddy, you can go prove it against.
Couple things. I thought I was actually going to say something similar to Kane. This is a different team than last year, but with those Kyler Murray yards, it's kind of damning. I mean, he did do well. He did carve us up, but it's not as bad as, like Kane was saying, like it was in the past. Terrion, just speaking on that, might not even be playing. So,
Ooh.
I don't know.
Injury report?
He's limited practice, I believe.
Okay.
Also,
he's going to play.
He's going to play probably.
Probably will
I'm
play,
a doctor.
Right. Not yet. But
bingo card check. I love it.
But just also thinking about the D-line and we're talking about Zadarius Smith containing and not biting. He's a little, I don't want to say a bit more experienced than Aiden. I'm pretty sure he's been in the league quite a bit longer. So, hopefully he's not making those kinds of mistakes. I think that's kind of where Aiden is like a rookie he's very, very talented and is just an absolute, athletic freak, and he's just going after it. And so that's kind of where that came from. But both their tackles are hurt. Their left and right tackle. Shout out to their left tackle, Bernard Raymond, I think his name is. He's from CMU. Just a quick little shout out, 3rd round pick, 2022. No big deal.
That's your boy.
What's CMU? Sorry, I'm unfamiliar.
Central Michigan University.
Oh.
Is that a community college?
No, it's actually the Harvard of the Midwest.
Okay.
So
carry on.
But anyways, we had 2 tackles that year in 2022 that were drafted. The other one was the one that we've talked about before that plays for the Bucs. But anyways, both their tackles are going to be hurt. This is an opportunity for Zadarius Smith to pop off. If he's playing against a backup tackle, come the fuck on. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Go ahead, Drew.
I just quick question for you, George. The Central Michigan University, their mascot is the Chippewas, correct?
Correct.
So it turns out Drew knew more about that team than he let on.
Don't you think that's a little outdated, George?
In what
way? Are they doing the chop?
No, we're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that. Not allowed to wear any headdresses or anything. Actually, the Chippewa tribe performs at our homecoming, during the game and everything, and obviously, I'm sure they get compensated financially too. I don't know. They're one of the few schools that have kept it. Florida State has theirs, and they don't do it's fucking Florida, lawless fucking land down there. So they're doing all kinds of racist shit. So I don't know.
To be fair, the names Seminoles and Chippewas are just recognizing the actual name of the tribes. It's not like Redskins and something that could be considered the Chippewas probably appreciate that their name is being honored by a Michigan university and program in some form or fashion.
Right. Eastern changed theirs though. They used to be the Hurons, so it's a bit of a bummer because it's I don't know. I feel like people were quick to get rid of it because of. But
I'm just saying, this man, represents the Central Michigan Chippewas, but doesn't even like Thanksgiving.
Dude,
did I say I didn't like Thanksgiving?
I think he was talking about me skipping Thanksgiving. I think we look alike, George, and he's obviously confusing us.
It's my fault.
Right.
All right, we got the winter
That's
because
on me.
we're
We talk-
winterized.
we-
This
we
is not
talked-
Christmas. This is just cold.
We
Honestly,
talked about how
just-
Drew doesn't listen to our opinions sometimes, so you gotta
Right.
give him a grace period.
Also, quick shout out. Fire up chips. Buck the Broncos. Sink the boats. Go get fucked. 16-14. Chippewas win.
Dirty ass game. That's like that's a Steelers score right there.
There you
All
go.
field goals, baby.
The victory cannon is staying in Mount Pleasant. So it's good.
I think you guys needed that win. That's a massive win for you guys. You needed that. That's good.
Anyway,
it seemed
Anthony
backhanded,
Richardson.
but thank you.
It's not facetious. That's a rivalry, bro. Like, come on. I'm giving you credit. I'm the guy on your side. Drew's the one who's trying to make you say some racist shit about
George,
American.
tell me how we are going to handle an AR-15.
Between Zadarius Smith and Malcolm Rodriguez, who knows, baby? Who knows? I mean, we've talked about in the past with like a mobile quarterback, kind of just spying them in a sense. I don't know if they'll do that.
Yeah.
It really just depends. The thing is, like, he's got a wicked arm. He could just throw a bomb on us, and if our DBs aren't like just on point, if they're exposing Terrion in some sort of way, which I don't think they will, because he gets a lot of flags, but they've been doing pretty good. I mean, fuck, look at the other scores. Look at the enemy team's scores in the past couple games. Like, it's never been high. So I don't know.
So, maybe this is my hot, one of my hot takes is I think Terrion plays a clean game. I got no stats to back it up, but with all these, I think he's got it. I think this is his coming out party.
You know what, right there? That is 100% faith, because there is nothing that can ground you to that. So I like your conviction, man.
My gut.
That's hey, your gut is never mind. I gotta cut that. I saw some stupid shit about somebody posted on Instagram one time. It was like, your gut is your like wealth or something, without like any other context, and I was just like, I just screenshotted it, and for years, it's like, what a dumbass post.
Yeah.
They weren't even saying like your gut is your wealth, like eat healthy. There was like no follow on, just your gut is your wealth. Stupid ass fucking vegetarian.
Drew's got that Terrion Arnold dick in his gut is what he's got.
That's gonna be perfect.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just rooting for our rookie, man. Maybe I'm crazy.
You're not crazy.
You're
Everybody
not
is
crazy
hoping he
at all.
does
It's
well.
not.
I mean,
It's not going to be because he doesn't get handsy with the wide receiver. It's going to be because Anthony Richardson throws uncatchable balls. So it doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, you asked George for what the game plan is. I think it's completely obvious. We play man one high coverage. What, 40% of the time?
The fuck you looking at up there?
I'm thinking. I'm doing some Rain Man shit. I'm thinking.
Go ahead.
So we run man one high 40% of the time, about, right? That's the thing you sent me. There's no better game and better quarterback to do that against. You play sticky coverage, man. You got Kirby up top with a quarterback who just loves to don't even look at where his receiver's at and bomb it 60 yards downfield. Shit, maybe 70 yards. I think you run that. Like George said, you have Malcolm running a spy. You maybe have or Campbell running a spy. And you make this dude throw the ball. You don't let him bounce out. You don't let him step up in the pocket. You make him sit back there and throw the ball. And I think you win this game. God forbid they hit on a big 70-yard bomb. Cool. That's the only one they'll get in the game. I'm cool with it.
No, I think this is a Kirby game.
Yeah, Kirby game for sure.
I don't know how much of a hot take this is, but, and I've said this shit in the past before, and it's bit me in the ass with Houston. Colts run defense is amongst the worst run defense in the league, and I said that about Houston. We didn't do shit to them until the end, but I think it's more true with these guys. Houston's actually, that's disrespectful to the Colts, but Houston's legit as fuck. Colts are, they're good, but they're extremely questionable. So I do think that their run defense is not great, and I think we could be looking at a crazy game out of Gibbs and Monty. That's not really a hot take because they always seem to possibly have a crazy game, but I don't know. I think we could gut them, and the score could be crazy.
Yeah, it almost feels like at the end of this, we're going to give our score predictions. And if you say anything, the Lions score anything over 35 points, then you kind of look like a ridiculous fan. You know what I mean? But like realistically, there's no way that this shitty run defense stops Gibbs or Montgomery from both achieving 60 yards rushing, both getting a touchdown, and stops Goff from getting at least 200 yards passing with 1 or 2 touchdowns. And that's the minimum. So that right there is 28 points. That's like our bare minimum that I'm giving them. So I don't think that's honestly a hot take at all. I think that like you're biting your own tongue, kind of like how you said with the Texans, and the fact that you just said it, like we might need to knock on some wood because you see, I don't want to make this a trend like Drew with when he bets with us we lose. I don't want to make this a trend.
Superstitions are for losers. I mean, that's people just want something to blame something on, and if you get hung up on superstitions, you'll end up killing yourself. So just don't worry about that. That's not how the world works.
Just live your life and be a good person.
Right.
Exactly. I can get down with that.
Dan Montgomery has played one game against the Colts in his career. He went 10 rushes for 27 yards.
Can we even use one game as a sample? And how long ago was that?
2020.
Get the fuck out of here.
His rookie year.
Completely different rosters, probably.
Yeah, I know.
So I got a hot take for you guys, and it doesn't have to do specifically with this game. I just want to have an open and honest discussion with this. We're all big Lions fans. Obviously, we're fucking run a Detroit Lions podcast. My hot take is this. Stop kidding yourself with the Jared Goff MVP conversation. Hear me out. He's playing great. He's going to have a great year. There is a 0% chance he finished the season better than Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. Statistically. God forbid he might have 1 or 2 more wins than those quarterbacks. But statistically, when you look at all those quarterbacks, there's a 0% chance that Jared Goff can be considered in that conversation.
I love that you brought this up, Kane, because I disagree wholeheartedly. Obviously, we experienced the polar opposites of each other: the 5 interception game versus the 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, right now, if you look at passing yardage, Jared Goff is 10th in the league, but he's 5th among quarterbacks that have played only 10 games. So right now, Joe Burrow's running away with it. But Joe Burrow's not going to win MVP because his team sucks. And they're not going to make the playoffs. And no non-playoff quarterback has ever won MVP. The easy one right now the easy ones are Josh Allen and Lamar. Well, Josh Allen isn't even that far ahead as far as yardage. He's only about 50 yards ahead of Jared Goff, and he's played a whole extra game. So ask me about the touchdowns. Well, Jared Goff has 20 touchdowns to Josh Allen's 18. Lamar's got 25 passing touchdowns. Again, both have played 11 games. Where Jared Goff, you're right, and it definitely depends on how the season ends, of course, obviously. But Jared Goff is leading the league in 2 stats right now, and that's yards per attempt. He's blowing everybody else away with 9.2. Most quarterbacks are around the 7 to 8 mark, and completion percentage. And literally, I think that those 2 stats alone, plus the narrative of what the Lions could be this season, could easily get him MVP. Yes, he's going to have to play well against, some tough opponents, but I think that this could be a game where he jumps ahead of Lamar and Josh Allen, who are the only players ahead of him in the betting odds right now to win MVP. I think this could be a game, especially these next two, could be games where he jumps ahead. Lamar sucked. Lamar was so bad against the Steelers.
Every Ravens fan is going, Jared Goff was horrible against the Texans.
He's a civilian.
He's a civilian. It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. You're comparing the GOAT to the civilian, and all the stats are better.
Nick Wright can't be looking like that, running his mouth the way he's running his mouth. He can be talking shit like that. He needs to cut that COVID hair and fucking hit the fucking tape.
Hit the weight room. Hit the weight room, buddy.
No, I truly believe, like, I'm a Jared Goff like truther in a lot of ways, where like I don't think he is as good of a quarterback as Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. I think he's a tier below those guys. I do.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to who wins MVP, it's who do the voters vote for? And I'm not a voter, obviously. Wish I was, but I'm not. But historically, the MVP is the best player, the quarterback on the best team in the NFL. And I think you add in the narrative of everybody's rooting for the Destiny versus Dynasty. I think if he is close and is still leading the league in completion percentage, yards per attempt, some of those, maybe like higher level stats of like efficiency stats.
Yeah. And just to point this out, because like one of my idiot Green Bay Packers fans, he called Jared Goff the check down king. He is leading all quarterbacks with more than 14 attempts and average yards per completion or per attempt. Yards per attempt at 9.2. So fraud Green Bay Packers fans out there, and other NFC North fans can go fuck themselves. But yeah, no, more to your point. But
now don't talk to me after we lose Ben Johnson. That could totally change.
Right. So how this MVP season would feel is it would kind of feel like Matt Ryan when he won, when the Falcons were, the best team in the league. Rest in peace to that Super Bowl. But anyways, it feels like obviously Matt Ryan was not the best quarterback in the league, but he was the best quarterback on the best. Sorry, he was a quarterback on the best team and played highly efficient and it was good. The league is so. Look at George over there. This man, he loves Lamar. He would, if Lamar came out with a body lotion, he would put that shit on before bed every night. Like, everyone is obsessed with him. I think that if you took Jared Goff out of the equation, I think the Lions would still be a playoff team. You take Josh Allen off the Bills, and this is why I'm probably wrong. This is all feeling. This is all like when eye test. You know what I mean? You take Lamar off the Ravens, you take Josh off the Bills, and the teams suck. Maybe not the Ravens, but the Bills would suck.
Also, like, people, they tend to forget that what Jared Goff has like come from. Like, this is like
Trenches.
He got sent to, we've all heard the narratives. Yeah, banished to Detroit to just die, for his career to die. Like, if Lamar or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen got sent to, the worst team debatably in the league at the time, dude, they would be, just the mental toughness right there. Maybe I shouldn't speak for them because maybe they could pull it off, but like, that takes a ton. And then to come back and do well, and he's leading in all these stats, like, if he keeps winning these games, whatever narrative there was about him before, people gotta fucking get that out of here, because it's brand new Lions, brand new Goff. He's been great. There were people saying, like, we need a quarterback, we need to draft a quarterback. We can't build this team without, a great quarterback. We don't have that. It's like, we're kicking ass. We're kicking historical ass right now. And there's nothing anybody, they need to stop talking shit. I'm sick of that. Jared Goff is right where he needs to be, and he's doing all the right things. And maybe people get hung up on these personal awards, but this is a team sport at the end of the day. And if he gets us to where we need to be, who gives a fuck about MVP? MVP? I've never, I've never given a flying fuck about that in years until like we got like Aiden, and I was like, oh, maybe defensive rookie of the year. That's a cool thing, or like defensive player of the year. And like, we haven't really had that luxury. We've never gotten the media attention like we have this year. So like, I don't know. I don't even think about the MVP too much at all. And if we get it, awesome. If not, I mean, we're going to keep balling, and people are going to, they're going to continue to watch. Continue to bitch and moan about us running up the score. I mean, they're not bitching and moaning about Lamar and the Josh Allen running up the score, but who's running up the score on them? Goff, baby. So I'm a fan. I'm biased as hell.
I got to give props, Drew. I'll give it to you, but George, that was well spoken, and I think hey, we want bigger things. Fuck the MVP. Go ahead, Drew.
I would love the MVP. I think
personally for myself.
Most valuable fan right here. Give me the MVP. I actually want the what is it, the Nickelodeon
the MVP.
Nickelodeon. Is it the wild card game?
The Goo game?
The Goo game. The Mac McGinn game. I pulled up the DraftKings betting odds right now for MVP. And we might have, I think we did this last pod, but it
changes
right
now.
Though. Right now, Josh Allen's plus 125. He's first. Lamar's plus 200. And Jared Goff is third, plus 600. It's a little bit of drop off. But then after that, the next closest is Jalen Hurts at plus 1,200. 12-1.
Jalen Hurts.
Right. And so I think the race right now, we're just about 2/3 of the way through the season. There's 3 guys. I think that Josh Allen had his MVP moment, almost like the Heisman moment, on that 4th and 2 run for a touchdown against the Chiefs to seal the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Jared Goff has had that yet, so I still think he needs that. I don't think Lamar's going to win it because I don't think Lamar's going to win his own division. I think the Steelers got it.
Mr. Unlimited.
And on top of the voter fatigue of just like Lamar's,
right. That is a factor.
Huge factor. I think that, so those 2 factors with Lamar, I don't think he's going to get it. I think it's going to come down to whatever it is, week 15. It's December 15th, Bills versus Lions. Whoever wins that game, if everything stays on par, that game decides MVP. Whoever wins that game decides MVP.
That's a good call out. That's a good call.
And are you really want this MVP because maybe you got some money on the line right now, Drew? Is that why you really want the MVP?
I might have sprinkled a little bit. We'll see.
I was gonna say
I need this one.
Dude's betting with his heart.
Don't take my betting advice. But
hey, the mortgage is due. I need this one.
I wanted to bring up a different note because I just got off the phone with my buddy, a couple hours ago. He's a diehard Pats fan, and I was just talking. We were talking about, the NFL season, the Lions, and kind of this, like, I don't know if you want to call it a controversy, but the last couple weeks, it started with Xavier McKinney, and now like the last couple weeks with the Chris Christie's calling Dan Campbell classless and
pussy,
and you brought it up, a couple minutes ago, but I don't think I was telling my buddy Scotty, shout out Scotty, I don't think that this team knows how to play any different. I don't think it goes back to I don't care if you got one ass cheek and 3 toes. Like, I actually don't
beat your ass.
Right. I don't think it matters if you're the Jags or the Colts or the Kansas City Chiefs or the Bills. I think that this team only knows one speed, and that's like my biggest. As soon as you stop going that speed, as soon as Dan Campbell, stops preaching that you need to go that speed all the time, he compromises himself. And so all of the haters right now that are saying like, oh, they're running up, it's like, that's not it. If you've watched this team for the last 3 years, this is just the Dan Campbell, the Brad Holmes mentality. It's competitive. It's why they're not super concerned about injuries because they bring all these players in to compete with each other. It's all about competition. He says it almost every damn press conference. Competition. And so he's not going to pull the starters. The big thing this week is he got ridiculed for not pulling the starters. Anzalone gets hurt.
Mm.
He's never going to pull the starters.
Right.
Because they only know one speed, and that is
go hard.
Go hard.
Go hard. Go hard in the motherfucking paint. So we got our players running into each other and breaking their shit. But no, I agree with you. And I mean, that's the best way to be. You guys are dropping some like mic drop worthy material. You're leaving me stunned.
Also,
got
quick
me ready to
comment.
run through the fucking wall.
I agree. And well, because that's kind of how this team is felt, you know, between Dan Campbell and all his speeches and the way they've been playing, like Drew just alluded to, it's nonstop. It's coming. It's not going to end. Chris Christie self-reported himself as a Cowboys fan from New Jersey. Shut your bitch ass up. Are you shitting me?
Better than
What
being
the
a Jets
hell?
fan, I guess, but still. Yeah.
I guess.
I haven't seen a hoop like that since my third grade teacher.
Hey, I'm not even talking like that, but you just can't. You can't be running your mouth about the Cowboys
Right.
all the way from New Jersey, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna say some. I don't even like talking like this, but some pussy shit like that. Come on,
Right.
running up the score, disrespectful on his birthday, dude. Are you not a grown man?
Can we talk about why Chris Christie does why did he even feel the need to comment on this?
Because he got fucking butthurt that his
But
little team.
Why?
Because it's his team, bro. I don't know.
The Cowboys?
He has a public platform. Yes,
He's
the
from-
Cowboys.
So is
That's
New
what
York
George
or
just
New
said.
Jersey?
He's self-reported. Yeah, he's self-reported.
Self-reported
I'm a Cowboys
loser.
fan.
Sorry, you know me. I don't listen.
Yeah, he's self-reported a Cowboys fan from New Jersey, and that's when I was like, so it's better than being a Jets fan, but still, yeah.
If
Shitty.
I'm in New Jersey, I'm not voting for that man. Literally, you got two teams.
Doesn't he have some like turnpike to take care of or something? Bitch
Yeah.
ass.
Tell him drop the LBs.
Take some Ozempic.
All right. This is
everyone's doing it.
Where's all this fat hate coming from? What the fuck?
There's no
Calm
fat
your shit.
hate.
Calm your
It's
shit
Chris
down,
Christie
skinny.
It's Chris Christie hate, dude. Okay, it's okay to be fat. He's literally obese. He's unhealthy.
Dude,
Obese.
All right. See, this is not what we need. This is not what we're becoming toxic. We don't need to be toxic.
Okay, Mr. Pussy Shit.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Hey, stop.
All right. Enough about the game. Let's get into the score predictions. What are you guys thinking? So what's our line sitting at right now? We got Lions minus 7.5. Over 50.5.
7.5 over 50.
Yeah.
50.5.
50.5. Those half points will get you.
Trust me, I know.
Minus 7.5. In a dome. With a dome team. In Indy.
You know Jared Goff loves dome. That's MVP caliber.
MVP caliber dome, don't we all? So minus 7.5. George, how about you go first, man? What are you thinking?
Okay. I'm thinking 37. Actually, no. Changing this on the spot. 40. Lions 40. Weird number. Colts 17.
Ooh,
It's a blowout.
We're gonna be close.
But they're
again.
going to put up some points because, I mean, at the end of the day, they have playmakers. AR is questionable, but he can make it happen. I think more than Mac Jones. So
yeah.
that's where I'm at. 40-17.
Drew, you want to go or you want your papa to go?
Papa Chulo,
All
go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm gonna go Colts 20. Lions 38. We cover and we hit the over. You like that one? George looks surprised.
I like it. It's similar. It's very close to what I just said. So
Right. I think I closed the gap a little bit more.
yeah, you did a little bit. You went a little
Every time-
conservative on me. You don't normally do that. You've been the blowout man lately. So.
Every time I close the gap, we score 50. So
right. I mean,
Who
and
knows?
I feel crazy for saying 40, but like every time I've said 30 something, it's been 50. So it's like, fuck me.
Drew, you look like you're whipping it up.
I'm cooking real quick. This one's not gonna be close. I think AR is gonna run all over us, but he's a bad quarterback, and he's gonna throw a lot of interceptions, or fumbles, or he's gonna tap his head, ask for a sub, get Joe Flacco in there because he's too tired. Which is ridiculous, by the way, that he ever did that. That is, I've never seen a quarterback do that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go 41-6. It's not close, but the over
41-6.
I think that they get one deep ball touchdown, go for two because it's late in the game, and they don't get it.
Alrighty. I like that.
Hey! I'm also gonna, because I'm from the future. I'm predicting big game from Jake Bates.
Okay, a little Jake Bates love. Shout out to Drew. That's a first.
I don't know if this mathematically works out with my score prediction, but give me 3 field goals. Jake Bates.
All right. I kind of hate this actually immediately. I don't want you touching Jake Bates. He's 15 for 15. I don't want your ass even mentioning Jake Bates, buddy. Fuck you. If he misses, it's George. Superstition stuff. If he misses, it's Drew's fault. So, fuck you. Anyways,
all I'm saying hear me out. He's got to miss one before the playoffs. He's got to miss one. He's got to get it out of the system.
You don't want him to see. No, you don't want him to see a miss.
Monday night, 2007. The Patriots should have lost to the Ravens. They won a technicality. Helped them get to the undefeated season. What happened? All I'm saying.
What's that got to do with a miss?
That's a lot of pressure. I just don't want no double doink.
You're putting so much bad juju in there. Double doink. Miss.
Just, it doesn't, life. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You don't want the pressure.
Hey, George,
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Life doesn't work that way.
Life doesn't matter.
What pressure makes?
Hey, check on him.
Pressure makes what, dude? Diamonds, baby.
Diamonds.
Pressure makes diamonds. And Buddy's had the ice in the veins.
Hey, he's got the power. He's got the power of Jesus Christ behind him.
He does. He even said it himself. But that's not what this podcast is about.
He's a God-fearer.
All right. This is what the podcast is about. So let's get into our player prop bets. And the first thing that needs to be talked about is, hey, when you add somebody else to a parlay, it gets infinitely harder to hit that.
It does. It does.
For the last 2 weeks, the Lions Main podcast, with 3 of our members, Jim, George, and I, we've hit both parlays, 3-0 in both weeks, so 6-0. We're up $150 when Drew isn't present. We're probably down about $150 when Drew is present. I just want to put it out there. We believe in you. We're missing Jim this week, so our chances are higher. Drew, I want you to think long and hard.
Does he get first choice?
I don't.
He doesn't get first choice.
Holy shit! I gotta have first choice now. I feel like we talk about me not having it.
George, you're first.
Yes.
Jim's not here, so he doesn't get a pick. Also, I think Jim went first last time anyway. So,
right.
All right, George, let's hear your prop.
Okay. This one's easy. I think it's definitely going to happen. Anthony Richardson over 0.5 interceptions. That almost seems like a gimme. Knock on wood, obviously, but
I think you're starting to see a trend here. So you went and you took Mac Jones over 0.5 interceptions last time.
well, think about it. Mac Jones, not a very good quarterback. As a Anthony Richardson owner in fantasy, he's thrown. Do you not? Okay, whatever. Don't make it weird. Yeah, in fantasy, he's on my team, and he's thrown lots of interceptions.
You own an AR-15, George?
No comment. But no, I mean, he's bound to throw one, right? He's gonna be launching that shit. We got good DBs. Our safeties are going crazy. They're gonna. You know how bad they want that. You know how bad Branch wants to be beating Kirby in interceptions. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I hope so.
Alrighty. I'm going to give you my prop now. I like that one. And if you didn't choose that one, that was the one that I was going to go with, George. So I'm glad you took that. I'm going to go with who next year will be the league leader in rushing yards. He's going to hit us over this game. Jahmyr Gibbs over 70.5. Hammer it.
Ooh, that is spicy. That's high. I think that's a high. That's
all purpose.
Rushing.
Rushing. You know he's gonna bust a 25-yarder. He's gonna bust a 25-yarder down the field.
So that's his highest of the season. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
he has been popping up. But doesn't it just feel like a Monty game?
No, not really.
He went 10 rushes for 27 yards in his last appearance against the Colts. Don't you think he's going to want some?
I think no correlation. I think he might not even think about that game.
All right, so I should say, are we ready for my pick?
Whenever you're ready, sport.
So I should say that this we usually use DraftKings. DraftKings did not come out with props. We're using Betting Pros, no free ads. Betting Pros, if you want to sponsor us, feel free. But I haven't seen this bet in a couple weeks. So, but I'm gonna take rushing yards over Jared Goff 1.5. Give it to me. It's a lock. 21 rushing yards.
I like that. Listen, I like that. No, listen, because no lie, I had two other bets I was going to take. Those were the two that I was considering. Yours and George's. And buddy, I got the hot hand, so let's keep it rolling.
I hope you're right.
Hey,
you got a crazy
last time
one.
you hitched your wagon to me, you took an L. So
I'm not hitching my wagon to you. I'm Gibbs gang, so I think we're solid here. I think we'll be good. We're going to go 3 in a row. Lions main podcast. We're going to win big. All of us projected that we would at least win by, what was the lowest? By at least 18 points. Cover and hit the over. I mean, we're all expecting big things. So, big game. Goff MVP game. Drew, you said it best. Next two games are a big test. This one, Bears. I think the Bears stink. I think he can put up 4 touchdowns both games. Let's see if he can do it. Leading up to, eventually down the road, December 15th. The Bills, that'll be the MVP decider. The Lions main podcast is all going to be in Detroit. We're going to have to plan something. Stay tuned on the next episode. We're going to say what our plans are. Come out to the tailgate, come hang out. You know, the whole shebang. Fellas, you got anything to add for the listeners?
Yeah, drop a comment. Drop a comment on the Instagram stuff if you guys want to come to the Bills tailgate with us. Party with the Lions main podcast.
What are you bringing to the cookout, George?
I have to think on that, Drew. Because I actually
is Jim invited to the cookout?
I don't know.
Quite literally a conversation he probably has to have. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the Lions main podcast. Hope we get a big win. Listen to us next Wednesday as we recap the game. Expecting a blowout. You know, the usual.
This is the Lions main podcast.